Hey, hello there, RGB for RJBTV here, and today we go into another match from the SCW 1 vs 1 League. The Starcraft World 1 vs 1 League. This time we're going to look at a game crowded with onlookers who are very curious to see what's going to happen. We've got, let's just remove all the players we don't have to see and just look at DingO here on the Protoss on the middle right of the map, and Gensei here on the bottom left of the map on the Zerg. Gensei is known as Minchul on the channel. That's his real name. Gensei is just the name he likes to use. Minchul Pak is his real name, or Park Minchul. Really depends on how you want to pronounce it, in which order. But he's here on the blue Zerg. I'm kind of excited about this one. I've been wanting to see Minchul specifically go up against the best in the West. DingO might not be the very best, but he is one of the best Western 1 vs 1 players on fastest map. We've seen Jose already against Burger Boy. Went pretty well for Burger Boy. He really showed up big time. He gave Jose an extremely hard time. Such a hard time that Jose simply couldn't keep up, and Jose lost. I hopefully didn't spoil the last video. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. But first, Gensei against DingO. They've played a couple of games already, but I wanted to grab the longest game between these two, just to see how these two players match up in a longer game. Because, you know, sometimes you got those games where one player just gets a definitive advantage because of spot, like where they spawn, what races they're playing, and how that pans out in the early game. Like, maybe some players make some weird build order choices that simply don't match up with what their opponent is doing, and they just lose the game straight up. Because, well, build order number 1 into build order number 2 is just always a loss. Things like that. Here, though, Minchul, hatchery in a choke, pulled in the back, another hatchery there in between. He has his hatchery spaced backwards a tiny little bit, which I don't entirely agree on. It's going to be pretty difficult walling off the choke there, but DingO is not going for a rush. DingO is going for a Nexus, Forge, Gateway, 2 cannons in the front. There's no rushing happening from DingO whatsoever. One drone there is scanning the map, something Minchul really always likes to do, gathering that information faster than he otherwise could. Some players wait for their Zerglings to spawn and they scout with the Zerglings. Gensei, though, Minchul scouts with the drone, and then sometimes scouts with the Zerglings as well. Most of the time he does, sometimes he doesn't. It really depends on how fast he finds his opponent. In this case, though, he hasn't found DingO yet, so out go the Zerglings, and they go into the map. Gonna find the cannon there with the Zergling. The Zergling might go down, might not go down. Really depends on whether Minchul is faster with his reactions. It goes down. Goodbye. So now he knows where his opponent is. DingO, though, doesn't quite yet know where Minchul is located, but Minchul, now realizing it's a Zerg against Protoss, already mining gas in the case it was a Zerg against Terran, because it's random against random in the foreign StarCraft world scene. People play random against random. Sometimes they play Protoss against Protoss, or there are some players who only play Protoss. There's also some players who only play Terran, but they're kind of rare, to be honest. So 2 Zealots do make it in. There's a slight attempt at a rush. Not a big attempt because there's only 1 gateway finished up. Got some nothing there in the back, though. This might hurt Gensei a little bit. We've got some Zergs on the way. Let's see if he can keep his drones alive with some swift, sweet micro. Clips into the Zealots. Keeps clipping into the Zealots. 1 drone does go down. Drone number 2 stays alive. 1 Zealot gets caught. The other Zealot pretty much just gonna have to run around in circles now. They went for 2 hatcheries after the first 2, so 4 in total. They're already on the way. We got a Stargate on the way there for DingO, some 30 probes. He's got a pretty good economic advantage at the moment. And that's 1 Cybercore, of course, and 2 Robos. 1 Robo, in fact. Stargate Robo. Minchul flies in with his Overlord. He's gonna see everything that DingO is up to. Triple gas. 3 gateways. Okay, 3 gateways. Citadel of Adun is finishing up. I am expecting a Tempest Archive right afterwards. Also kicking up his Zealot production. He's not going for a mid build here. He's not going to cannon in this choke point. Something Minchul for sure is expecting, but which he won't be seeing. Not yet, at least. Not yet. Zealot's just staying there in the front to keep DingO, to keep Minchul out of DingO's base. One courser on the way, going to take care of the Overlord, then hunt for more Overlords, going to ship along the way as well. Temple's Archive is being added on. Mining from Triple Gas now, still very steady on the production with his probes. He's got a Highless Den here from Minchul, and we've got Highless Speed on the way, and we've got a Spire on the way as well. Double Den, actually. Went for double Highless Den. Day left the game, was probably lagging. Not sure. Could have been, could not have been, I don't know. These games in the West, they tend to have quite some lag or a very low turn rate because players are from all over the world. You've got players from Peru, the Netherlands, Germany, Russia, North America, Canada, Korea, you name it. Even someone from Pakistan. We've got players from all over the world playing in the SCW 1v1 league. So shuttle comes in. What's inside the shuttles? It's Zealots. Highless spawning just in time, gonna ready to pick up and start the fight. Zealots are too great in numbers though for the Highless to keep up with, so they're gonna march backwards a tiny little bit. He's gonna try to take down the Greater with a regular Spire. Will the Zealots be able to kill it? Does look like they can. The Gag goes down. There was simply not enough Hydras there to take care of those Zealots before the Spire went down. Actually, not a single Hydras has done. Zealot has gone down so far. One goes down, two goes down. Hydras on the chase, gonna try to snipe one more drone at least before he loses his Zealot. Gets one, might get number two as well, doesn't get number two. He's back at home here, ready to pick up those Templars and send out the shuttle drop. There's quite some vision on the sides. He's got the Zerglings there on the sides, Zerglings on this side as well. Got some Overlords hanging on the space. He's got a lot of vision, and Minchul, for one, has amazing anti-drop and reaction times. This guy is not gonna let any of those drops slip through. Now, hopefully, of course, I don't jinx it and ruin it. Hopefully, I didn't ruin it. The caster curse exists. Whenever you proclaim your support or make a claim that a player is not gonna make a mistake, they make a mistake. It always happens. Every goddamn time. Some more courses on the way to help escort those shuttles in. Templar Storm is on the way, almost finished up. Does he have level 1 attack for the Zealots? No upgrades for the Zealots yet. Shuttle speed, I believe, has finished. I don't see the shuttles flying anywhere though, so I can't really say for sure. Going for a proxy drop base there on the top corner as well. Not sure why he's going for the proxy drop base, but it's going to allow him to basically produce two drops at the same time from two different locations and send them in from two different locations. And in the case he does get into DingO's base, DingO will still have dropping potential, basically. Double Gateway Robotics. There on the top side. Minchul finally finishing up a couple more of his hatcheries. Got 6 of them in total there in the middle, so 8 of them combined. Rebuilding his Spire. Made 2 groups of Hydras on the sides to help him snipe those shuttles. If they come from the front, he can react. If they come from the sides, he can react. Also keeps on splitting up his Overlords onto the sides. Also going to scout with this one into DingO's base. As long as that Overlord stays alive, of course, going to go down probably before it gets any real valuable information. He gets in there. Sees a couple of stuff there. Drop comes in from the middle. Hydra's ready to snipe them. Hydra spot. Snipe 1, snipe 2, snipe 3. Is number 4 the real deal? Number 4 might have been the real deal because one shuttle was unloading his Zealot, and I know for one that Westerners don't really fill up every single shuttle with units. They just pick one, hide it in the middle, and hopefully the one survives. That's what they tend to do most of the time. So great reaction there from Minchul. Doesn't lose any mining time. He's slowly getting bigger and stronger. He was probably expecting a slightly different build order with more frontal pressure, because I believe he would have gone harder on the drones, but now he's going hard on the anti-drop with his Scorches. He's playing this with, well, a lot of focus on Scorches, it appears. You want to have them earlier into the game to hunt for Corsairs and for shuttles. It's something he really loves doing. 2 Scorches going for the Corsair, 1 shuttle going into the middle. Ken's already there on the middle though. I feel he's going to add on a lot of them robotics on the middle here to start facilitating a Reaver push here through the front door. Gensei's drone count is now going up, slowly but surely. He's got a Queen's Nest on the way as well. He might find... Oh, he's killing... Oh, wait. So Day already left the game. I thought he was killing an Observer, because there's like 4 observers in the observer slots. Drops coming in from 2 sides, kills both of them effortlessly. Great snipes. One more shuttle there coming out from the top side. Gonna get spotted out by the Zerglings burrowed up on the sides. So he's gonna snipe that one as well. Takes it down without much effort. So far, nothing that DingO has done at the moment has worked. And as things are looking now, I don't think anything will hit him. He's now also morphing about 12 lurkers to make sure that if anything does unload right around the lair, that it's gonna get taken down within a matter of seconds. The blink of an eye, it will be gone. Stacked up lurkers just do so much damage. Although he's not covering every single area, he's kind of just lazily burrowing them very close together. I personally like to spread them out a little bit more so they cover a larger surface area. Like now, DingO can still unload right here in the corner, or here, there, right in the front, in between the hatcheries and storm on the drones. There's still a lot of options for DingO here. That is, if he makes it through, because once again, Corsairs are hunting and on the way, finding and looking for shuttles. He's going to fly in over the front, considering the sides are pretty well protected by vision, so he goes in over the front. He doesn't get spotted out in time. Flies a little bit around, a little bit awkwardly, tries to unload there, and there is the unload. There is the lurkers. He storms on the Hydra, so the drones don't get hit by anything. It's still a pretty good attempt. He got in there, managed to make Minchul pull his drones off the minerals. He's got 65 drones alive. He lost no drones, just some Hydras. Nothing for him to be worried about. While cannons are being built on the sides, a couple of Zerglings moving into the middle, then scout the middle, he confirms, oh, there are some robos and some cannons on the middle. I might not like that too much. He's going to take care of that in the near future, but first, he's going to turtle up really hard, because that's a lot of creep colonies there being built on the sides, and they're going to turn into spores. He's going to fortify himself and make sure that he's not going to die. He's not gonna die. That's what he wants to make sure of. He's got 6 hatches there in the middle, not a lot of them. 68 drones against 100 probes from DingO. DingO has way too many probes. His army is pretty small. He's spending his minerals really well though, but he doesn't need that many probes. He could do with about 30 less in total and probably be able to spend the same amount of money and have the same amount of income, because there's only 50 mineral stacks. So 50 probes is about the best you need, the best you can do. So first securing the sides, hasn't really put any pressure up on the front. Bebe Sex also leaves the game there, so 2 observers have so far fallen to their opponent's dome. Same with a drop there on the bottom side. Minchul not responding, Minchul not seeing it. Minchul, the Templars go down before they can storm. There might be a Templar in there still. Oh, does it look, ooh, so Minchul was kind of sleeping there. He wasn't really paying attention, but luckily the precautionary measures he took, placing lurkers around his hive, took down the Templars and saved his economy. And if he got hit, it would have been a pretty bad time. Now also about 12 lurkers there in the front, a lot of lurkers everywhere in his base. He's almost maxed out on supply, still only on 6 hatcheries, but he's going to add on more. But for now, of course, he's going to focus on just spores everywhere. In typical SCW fashion, it's time to turtle up. It's not yet time to go for the counterattack, it's time to make sure that your opponent can never ever set foot inside your base. That's just something they always love doing. Making sure they're well fortified. 1 shuttle goes down, 2 shuttle goes down, but there's more shuttles in there. So now the drone's gonna have to run away, and they do run away just in time. Templar arrives on the scene. Templar storms, but Templar misses and kills a couple drones that were on the gas, but doesn't kill any drones that were on the minerals. So yeah, once again, pretty good and simple drone pool there from Minchul, who's now also building more hatcheries on the side there. A little drop there on the top side, ready to go in. The top side looks to be a little bit more difficult because there's the queen in between and on the path they have to fly over. Reavers pushing through the front, slowly making progress. Couple Suglets have gone down. Hatchery is next. Is Minchul going to pull the trigger soon, or does he really intend to just turtle up really hard? The Palamount is finished. Consumes on the way, level 1 attack for air, and Carapace also on the way for air. Ground upgrades are at the moment on about 1-1, whereas drop comes in with the top side at the moment. So let's continue with what we were talking about after. 1 shuttle makes it in. What's inside the shuttle, I don't know. He's not dodging, he's not running away. He doesn't fall for the trickery. Sometimes there's something in there, sometimes there's not. So at the moment, DingO is on 1-1-1 upgrades. He's slowly adding onto his base, mostly focused on building cannons on the sides and getting well, drops. He's mostly focused on drops. He's not really building all that much. But he has added a couple gateways onto his base. Might add on more very soon. Might build on the middle as well. He just wants to keep up the pressure. He just wants to keep up the pressure. Lynx there, though, coming in hot. Gonna take down those Reavers, though mostly just Lynx going down to Scarabs. But they do take down 2 of the Reavers, and this one is barely still alive. A couple HP left in that one. Shielded in the back also finally goes down. You got Mules spawning, Guardians are finished up, Guardians moving to the front, ready to take out whatever they can. Take out the Reavers, and they retreat. He wants to play it safe. Now, as I said before, Minchul, actually quite unlike the usual, is playing it a little bit safe. He isn't quite sure what to expect from DingO, and he doesn't want to lose. He doesn't want to embarrass himself, that's basically his thing. This guy is super arrogant, and most of the time he plays so arrogant that he loses because of his arrogance, but this time around, he's not going to let his arrogance get the better of it. He's not going to give DingO the opportunity of winning, because imagine losing Zerk against, well, imagine losing at all. It's just embarrassing, losing, when you're this arrogant as this guy is. He probably plays it up for entertainment value, but honestly, I do feel like this guy is just a very arrogant, proud player. Losing is, to him, the worst thing that can happen. More hatches being added on. He's got about 9, 1 in the back there, 4 more being added on for a total of 13. More Guardian spawning as well. The push there from DingO is happening slowly. And as I said before, he's got 100 probes. He needs to kill some. He has to kill a couple probes. This is just painful to watch because his army is small. His drops are small. He's not going to gain much ground. Drops there coming in from the right side. Snipes one shuttle might have been the correct one. I'm honestly not too sure. But it looks like it was the correct one because DingO is not storming or unlocking the Templar. Now, the Guardians coming into the middle. There's not much here to fight back. There's Dragoons, some Templars, and some Reavers, but he could have had about 15 more units if he had less probes. And now Kensei is just pushing through with ease, because there's simply not enough units to fight back against this. There's simply not enough units. Dragoons can't fight back, the Reavers can't fight back either, because Reavers can only hit the ground. There's a Templar, there's a Shield in the air. Oh, my bad. Shield in the air with a Templar inside. Templars can fight back against this. No, he's finally sacrificing his probes. He's finally realizing that, okay, my army is really small. I actually do need to kill some probes. And I think he sent out 2 groups, so about 24 probes going to go down really quick. And I was in 75, yet he is in a healthier condition now. But it might be too late because Kensei is breaking through the middle slowly, bit by bit. Great play around the middle happening as well. Great play on the middle, but Guardians coming out from the bottom side. Well, Zerglings, he just keeps making Zerglings. No Hydras, nope, it's all Zerglings. He just wants Zerglings, Zerglings, Zerglings. Entering the middle, fight against the Dragoons, fight against those Reavers, and maybe kill some stuff. He's just making Zerglings. He's got some Hydras still on the sides there, though, with the Queen as well. He's BMing him. I knew this would happen. I told you this guy is an arrogant, prideful player. This guy takes so much pride in his skill, but he's also kind of arrogant. So he's going to BM. That's what he does. Well, DingO and Jose probably have BM'd him as well, so that's also kind of why he is BMing back. If you don't BM him, he won't BM you. So he just returns the favor. They broke through the middle with ease. DingO is now trying to recover really, really quickly. Yes, adding on a lot of gateways. Has a tiny amount of cannons. 3 robos, 3 Stargates. Doesn't have a lot to fight back with, but he might hang on for a little while. The air upgrades at the moment for DingO are on 1-2-0, 0 attack, 2-2 there for Kensei's units. The Zergling's also on 2-2. He's been very good with the upgrades. The upgrades for ground force are on 2-2-2. So just 2 level 2 upgrades across the board for both players. Got a drop there, leaving on the top side, but it got spotted out by pretty much everything that Kensei has there on the map. In the front, not much is happening. Couple lurkers underneath Dark Swarm, no Templars to take them down, so the Dragoons can't really push forward. Dragoons can't really push forward. A lot of Dark Swarm there coming down inside the choke point, going to push harder, push forward, and take down the frontal part of DingO's base here. Now sending out a drop from the top side. Gonna fly straight into the Queen. Oh, great reaction. He saw it coming and snares it. Gonna try to take on everything he can, although he he actually can take down all his shuttles. So now Gensei is running away with his drone. Storm coming down there. Storm comes down on the wrong side of his hive. He loses only a couple drones that were mining gas and moving back and forth in between the hive and the gas. And they did go down. The Corsairs in the air, they're taking out the Guardians, but the Hydras below are shooting hard on the Corsairs. The Ground Storm ends. Hydras are on the sea. More Hydras and Zerglings are coming from the base, ready to go for the all-in attack. He knows this is the time, this is his moment to strike and end it once and for all. A lot of units coming out. A lot of units coming out. DingO, though, has quite recovered his army size. He's killed a lot of rogues, but he is kind of falling behind in army size as his units keep going down, and Gensei just keeps sending and 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 sending more units over across the map. Lowering up in between those gateways. Soon, there it is, burrows up. Observers in the sky, kind of just hanging there with desperation. And yeah, that's GG. That's GG. He calls him a Chobo. Chobo kind of means saying noob. It's kind of the same as saying someone is a noob. Wait, that's Gensei beating DingO. Get Gensei beating DingO. DingO tried his best. His drops were pretty good, but also not that great at times as well. Minchul just didn't have that much pressure to deal with. Like comparing it to, for example, seeing Gold SCV against Minchul, then the amount of pressure is about twice to 3 times as high as this one. But DingO didn't play bad, he just couldn't make anything count. Maybe his game plan was lacking. There was an overabundance of drops coming in from the sides, but there was not much frontal pressure until kind of late into the game. Maybe his build order isn't that great. Maybe he simply didn't have a great plan. Anyway, that's it for today. That's Gensei against DingO. Thank you for watching, and hope to see you return pretty soon. Pretty soon.